unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Adrien Broner says that Terence Crawford is gonna find out when he fights Errol Spence. He's rocking with Errol Spence to win that fight, and he says it's gonna be a war. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Adrien Broner has experience with both Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, said he knows both of them well. However, he's picking Errol Spence to defeat Terence Crawford. He said he gotta rock with him. In a recent interview with Fight Hype, this is what he said. Quote, I know Crawford very well. I know them both very well. But of course, I'm with my brother Errol. He goes on to say his feet is better than what people think. Errol Spence, he's more accurate than what people think. And he knows how to land his shots. His timing is good. He's good. Nah, it's more than that. I had wars with Errol. It's a lot. You really wouldn't understand. You're not a fighter, but Terence Crawford is going to find out. It's going to come a time when they fight, and Terence is going to know, and he's going to see that he's going to have to fight Errol Spence. It's not going to be no time for boxing and trying to get out the way. He's going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight. It's going to be a war. I see it being a war, and I can't wait until it happens. I'm a fan of both, but I'm closer with Errol Spence. I'm closer to Errol Spence. I'm taking Errol to win for sure. Nah, because Errol's defense is better than what people think, right? And he was asked about Crawford's ability to counter. He says his defense is better than what people think. He's faster than what people think. He's strong as uck. His feet is better than what people think. Everybody thinks he just some come get him, knock him down type of guy. Nah, he can fight. He's part of my top 5 for sure. Yeah, I'm going to be fighting at the top 140s. That's where I'm comfortable. That's where I'll be performing. End quote. So Adrien Broner made it very clear that his respect level for Errol Spence is really like that. He says Errol is his brother, and Errol basically, like, if you listen to the actual interview and breakdown, he's basically saying Errol this, Errol that. Like Terence Crawford, you know, he didn't seem like he was worried that Errol Spence wouldn't have an answer. Now, the funny thing is, you get people on YouTube, Facebook groups, Instagram, boxing, Twitter, all in the video, and they say these radical, crazy things, but then you have people who have experience with Errol Spence, and they seem impressed with what they're saying, their response to what Errol Spence does well. Recently, I seen an interview with Robert Garcia, and it was more of the same thing. He's like, no, he's real good. Errol, he does everything well. And like, he was breaking down his brother's fight, Mikey Garcia's fight with Errol Spence. And he's like just saying, basically, Errol's smarter and he was the better fighter. And he's just well put together, which is ironically, if you think about it, if you were to compare both the interviews with Broner and Robert Garcia, again, guys who have experience either fighting Errol Spence or coaching a fighter who was fighting Errol Spence, so that front row seat, they're all saying the same thing. Errol Spence is this, Errol Spence is better. I agree. The more I think about the fight, the more I do shade towards Errol Spence, because I feel he's had the tougher schedule, which is learning. He's never been beat down. So like the one thing when certain guys have tough schedules, if they've been through wars and they're no longer the same, that could, you know, obviously that's experience, but it's also a lot of wear and tear. Errol Spence doesn't really have that. So he has a lot of experience, but he's never been beat down or anything like that. And the more I think about this fight, the more I realize that the question marks are really for Terence Crawford, because the whole time he was with Top Rank, we know he only collected one belt at this new division of welterweight, and he hasn't really fought anyone remotely like Errol Spence. And I know fans will say, oh, but ego, no ego. Errol hasn't fought anyone like Terence Crawford. That may be true as well, but he still fought people at the time in which he's fighting them that were elite in the division. And I think that's the difference maker. I literally can't think of one person that Terence Crawford fought that was considered elite, top 3, top 5 in the division at the point in which he fought him. Like Sean Porter, he was on a 400+ day layoff when Terence Crawford fought him. And his last performance was Sebastian Formella in the pandemic. And Sean Porter, you know, he didn't sizzle Formella, and that was some guy nobody was even checking for. You know, Sean Porter didn't just like demolish this guy. The guy went 12 rounds with him. And then before that was the Errol Spence loss where he got dropped, right? And he was already had started his podcast Porter, and things like that. And then I don't even have to get to the other name, Jose Benavidez, after he got shot in the leg, Amir Khan, after he was like 2 fights removed from being brutally knocked out by Canelo Alvarez, and he was eyes open, sleep, you know, things like that. So Kell Brook, you know, it just, no matter how you slice it, that's the facts, that's the reality. Even Jeff Horn, like Jeff Horn was unbeaten, but most people, or a lot of people, weren't convinced that he beat Manny Pacquiao. I'm going to Australia to fight Jeffrey. No one even like was confident that he even beat Pacquiao. So to be honest, I think a lot of people hate on PBC, a lot of people hate on black fighters, and a lot of people hate on Errol Spence particularly. And I know Terence Crawford's black as well. However, he spent a lot of time with Top Rank, and the people who hate on PBC usually don't have a problem with Top Rank. So Terence Crawford gets a pass from kind of old media. You know, you can see old media, a lot of the people, the usual suspects, they're siding with Terence Crawford, wanting and hoping him to win, you know, and hoping that he wins. So we'll see how it plays out. Adrien Broner definitely has experience with both, and he definitely sounds convinced. There were rumors that he made Adrien Broner cry or stopped him in sparring, and that's pretty impressive because Adrien Broner, Maidana didn't stop him, and Maidana can hit, you know what I mean? And I understand that's a pro fight, but we're talking about in sparring. How did Broner potentially get stopped in sparring? You know what I mean? Headgear, bigger gloves, etc. And then we already know about the urban legend of Errol Spence was rocking with Floyd and gave him the black eye and gave him an extremely tough fight, things like that. So all in all, Errol Spence, he brought that urban legend and that aura into the game, and now he just has to show why he was those things. Terence Crawford fight should be a great fight. Let me know who you're picking. Do you agree with Broner? But I agree, you know, everything Broner was saying. People sleep on Errol Spence skill-wise, and they think, oh, nothing looks special to me. But then you get in there and then you can't do nothing with him. You know what I mean? And some guys are like that. They're just like durable, got that dog in them, got power, strong. And although it's not flashy like Roy Jones Jr., see, a lot of people don't know boxing, and I can talk for hours about this. A lot of people don't know boxing. So in boxing, what they do, their assessments are all comprised of straight low-hanging fruit. Anything that's low-hanging fruit, that's what they rock with, like something that's so apparent. So some guys' styles don't get the credit it deserves, like Danny Garcia. He's another person where it's not like he's doing this flashy Roy Jones, you know, Pernell Whitaker type of moves where it's like, you know, these punches are whizzing by him, but he's basic and he's fundamental and he's put together, and it just, he finds a way, and he has that determination, that dog, a chin, power, these types of things. And that's kind of like Errol Spence. It's not like he's doing something that is so standout-ish, like a flashier fight. You know, let's say Jerron Boots Ennis, or somebody with crazy hand speed, dazzling speed, jumping in like Pacquiao, things like that. But he's very fundamentally sound, and he gets the job done. And some people, Errol Spence is a grinder. He's a grinder, pause. He's a grinder. He'll grind you down and nag away at you and chip away at you and drill you. Pause. I'm going to just keep saying pause. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.